Hello folks, welcome back to the channel. My name is Duggan and we are back in Minecraft again today. Hanging out in Westhill on the Citadel server. We are in the basement of the keep in the middle of the town, and there are a number of things to do around the town. And I think the first thing I'm going to do is condense my list. I was talking about this on the last episode of the Spawn Chunks podcast, which I recorded this morning with Pixel Riffs. That's going to be episode 330. It's going to be out on December 30th. We pre-record a couple of episodes before we go on holiday vacation. And I was talking about condensing the list to something a little bit more manageable. So we're going to do a little bit of puttering, I think, today. We're going to sort out some shulkers, move some things around. We might get into some landscaping or whatever, but I think really what I want to do is think about what's next as far as Westhill goes, or what's left, really, because it's getting close to being finished, which is very, very fun. Time Traveling Joel, says Cosmic. Yes, indeed. Cosmic Blast, Jordan, SweetSandi, Moira CST, good to see you. Loki kicking around in the background. I know you get a lurk. And MindTripMedia kicking off the stream with 100 bits. Very much appreciated. Thanks so much, MindTripMedia. Thank you so much, Minecraft. Oh, I've got shulkers in here already. I think a lot of these are going to go out here. I need the book. Where's the book? The book is in the backpack. I need to copy the book. Means I need another book. I have leather. Do I have other books just kicking around somewhere that I don't know about? I don't think so. I think I had them in an old shulker box that just doesn't exist anymore. These are all enchanted books. But I think I need a book and quill.
Just want to wish everyone here today a merry ho-ho and more food than they can eat.
Thanks very much, Loki, for the Santa Claus text-to-speech sticker. Appreciate it. Very, very kind of you. I am still getting an echo on those, which is weird. I don't know why. I don't think it comes across in the VOD.
These are probably not the 10 million shulkers you are looking for.
Cosmic, thank you for the 200 bits and the Stormtrooper text-to-speech sticker. Appreciate it. And that kicks off a hype train. Level 1 hype train at the start of the stream. Always a good way to start the day. Very much appreciated. If you would like to join in, it is 100 bits. A text-to-speech sticker will also help. You can use a tier 1 sub or a Prime Gaming sub. So those are other books that are already written. I need, I guess, a book and quill. And I'm always missing a feather. Aha. I think I missed those last time. And I don't remember. I think it's in the anvil. No, how do you copy a book? Does anybody remember? J. Chris, hello, hello. Ooh, the coffee is hot. Pardon me. I mean, I guess I could just manually copy things over. I thought you could copy books and quills, though. On the crafting table. Is it a lectern? Is it not? Is it just in the crafting grid? Not appear to be. And hello, Elkhorn. Good to see you. You think the book has to be signed to copy it? That doesn't make any sense. Really?
Ho, 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 and jingle bells to all. Hope you all have a Merry Christmas.
Well, that was ominous. Thank you very much for the 200 bits, Sandy, and the Hal Christmas message. Oh, that's creepy. The pause on the ho, ho, ho was spooky. I agree, Dan. Totally agree. So we are agreeing that it needs to be signed first? Really? Yeah. Place a signed book in the crafting grid. Place an empty book in the crafting grid. I don't want to sign it, though. All right. I'll just do it manually. That's fine. This is Westhill book list 3, so this will be Westhill book list 4. Build list. Okay. Start at the back. Work our way forward. So, road textures. East and West River are both done. We've got fields and grasses. That's all finished. That's all finished. Westhill North Gate. So then it's just this last part here. Cool. So I can put this away. So now we have a much more condensed list, a little bit easier to go through. We've got rivers. You can put that up here. River banks. Joni, hello, hello, welcome in. Good to see you. Love that I have an in-game checklist. Yeah, I mean, with a project this size, you kind of have to have one, right? Road texture, I guess I can probably just leave that like that. Rivers. Is a path to the east. I'm not actually sure which that is. There's also grass east of East Road. And this will be, the big one is the tables and chairs. Replacing that data pack is going to be a pain. And I don't know what to do with some of this stuff. Guess I can stay in there. Realize we need more rockets too. Good for carrots, yeah. All right, that can go back. Ennis Pendefalls, how long do you think you are going to be in this, until you are in a spot where you feel satisfied with the project? Feel like you could maybe, there's so much more you could put into it. Oh, I mean, like, feature creep is a real problem in a build this size. And at some point you just have to say, you know, on the other side of this road, I'm just not going to touch it. Like, otherwise I would be here forever. For me, I think it's just that the town existing on its own without some farms and community around it felt strange. So I needed to fill in this space. And for example, like, I'm really not doing anything over here. Like, I've got the marsh, but like, I'm not really going beyond kind of like where you can see through here. You can see I've got like some flowers and things, but like, I'm not messing around with anything over here. Same thing with down here. The idea I thought would be cool is if somebody else wanted to make the kingdom, like, there's a really cool valley over here if somebody wants to make a build, and then we could connect them up and then decorate in between them if we wanted to, but with no other thing. I find it's challenging to, how do I want to say this? To just like decorate this area. It's a lot harder when you don't have something else to work towards. And so it's better to sandwich things. I find it's better to like build the wall, build the inn, and then figure out what to do in between. You know, like build the town, build the farms, and then figure out what to do in between. I feel like it's a lot easier to do that. So that's what we've been kind of focusing on lately. It's just kind of like those little things. And I think it's actually time to move all this stuff because we're up a lot closer to the bridge now in terms of our progress. Where would be a good spot to set up shop? Probably here. Yeah. It's weird how those two shulker boxes look like completely different colors. Probably because of the shadow of the tree or something. Okay, so I need to have some border elements here. The strategy that I used down there was to create something that kind of gave this an edge. So I'll probably do more of the same. I feel like we could probably fill the majority of this space with a low rock. Probably starting about there. Maybe we'll be able to work in more mud. Could be cool. Yeah, I don't know if the pink petals would really work here. It's not a bad idea. We've used them effectively elsewhere, but they were on like property. I've not used them in any of like just the paths around. I really wish Mojang would give us more options with like pink petal type blocks. Yeah, they work well in there. But I was thinking something that wouldn't interfere too much with what we see here. And even then we could lower this. Did I bring slabs? I did. Is there a command for resource packs? Yeah, that's in the chat now. I think that the flowers is a data pack. And I don't know whether that data pack is even working right now. Maybe it's a texture pack? I need to update the mods. That spreadsheet, Sandy, for Joel's mods might be to the 1.21.3. The most recent spreadsheet should be linked in the mod Discord channel. It is a texture pack? Alright, cool. It's really basic. It just kind of changes flowers from being all the same everywhere to sometimes having like a thicker version. I'm not sure if there's a... oh, here's some poppies. Like you can see, like that's a single poppy on the ground, but it gives like 5 blossoms. And then elsewhere, it'll be just like a regular poppy. And it's just RNG depending on the block space. Not having control over it is a pain. I really wish that there was a way to give players control over it. Should be good. See, the problem here is that this is blending in with the wall. So I'm going to want to add in a bit of bush happening, I think, behind this. This is what I didn't want to have happen. still feels really high. So I feel like we should be able to fill this space pretty well. It doesn't take too long to build things up, which is nice. Feels like a repeating pattern. Always the challenge. So here, I'm probably going to want moss. So I can place grass there. Actually, maybe we'll make that a azalea 2. Also want to grab some... I don't know whether a pressure plate will work in here. It might not. Oh, you know what? Pale... Did I bring that? I did. Pale moss might be a way to break up some of the tuff. Specifically in places like this. I really wish you could put carpet on slabs sometimes. Yeah, I think that works. Okay, the River Cat, good to see you. Oops. What on earth just happened there? It's feeling a little bit plain, but I don't know exactly what else I could do to bump it up. Actually, probably have moss in there first. Whoops. Now, pressure plate. Maybe a place like here? Maybe not. Oh, that's better. Maybe we can even sink some mossy cobble back this way. Yeah, that works. Server is definitely acting a little bit squirrely right now. It's probably pretty good. I need to like now think about like this area and how to blend this together. I feel like we could probably have this be less green. I feel like we could probably have a little bit more like mangrove and other blocks in here. Zero, hello, good to see you. Hope you're having a good Wednesday. So just what I was saying about designing things between spaces. Like I've got this area here. So now that we've got this kind of rock thing in, I can worry about this area because I've got this done and I've got this done. And I feel like this becomes a lot easier. And same thing here. This area seems to be coming up, but then this feels kind of bland. So if I did something cool here, it'll allow me to do a little bit more, I think, between the two. Did like that pebble there. gravel. Go. Following a typing course. Oh man, that's tough. I'm so glad I learned how to type in high school. It was a bit of a bird course. I probably could have taken something more challenging, but in terms of things that I've learned that I am now very glad that I have had under my belt my entire adult life, typing is one of them. For sure. I don't know whether to be darker farther from the road or closer to the road. This might be an opportunity to use some pale oak too. Oh, that's not the same color at all. Are these dark? No. I might not be using much for those. What are the other blocks I was using in conjunction with soul sand? I know I've done this before. Hmm. Hmm. Soul sand. I think my pale oak is inside. Word Nerdify with a tier 1 sub. Thanks very much. 29 months. My goodness, where does the time go? Thanks so much, Word Nerdify. Really appreciate it. Not the right color. It all looks a lot better when I've got pebbles in the gravel, and I can't get that texture pack to work right now. It's going well, thanks, Word Nerdify. Yeah, we recorded a pre-recorded episode of the Spawn Chunks this morning, so they'll go out on the December 30th. And I've got another podcast tonight, which will be the last podcast recording of 2024 with the holiday roundtable on the Citadel Cafe, and fitting in a little stream in between. So it's overall pretty good day. One of the things that can be overwhelming sometimes when you're an entrepreneur working from home is trying to figure out what to do. Like your to-do list is so long that choice paralysis is a real thing. However, it's nice sometimes on busy days when you're just kind of like, all right, well, here are the 3 things that have to happen today. So they are happening. And if that's the only thing that happens, well, then that's just how the day has to go, because they have to happen, right? And so I like sometimes having that, I don't want to say flexibility, but the pre-planning, I guess. Structure. Structure is probably the right word for it. So I see a perfect spot for pale oak. I also just realized that I might be able to put pale oak stripped logs in the library. I'm just curious. Flying over here just made me realize that because we've put some of the white pale oak in this room upstairs, right? We've got pale oak up here and pale oak all along these windows. I'm wondering if pale oak, it would take over the whole window. It might not work here. That would look pretty heavy from outside. Yeah, that might not work. All right. Was a good idea. Or a good thought, anyway. This is dark enough that it feels like a thunder shower. It is not. Crap. So we were thinking the other day that pale oak with the bark on could be a good transition between stone and some dirtier blocks. I think that works. Maybe not too many of them. Oops. I really want something else to be in here, but I can't seem to really figure out what it could be. Definitely needs some layers. Well, that helps. That helps. This feels very flat right here. I want there to be more of a border. Don't know exactly the best way to do that. How did we do it over here? Ah, a little andesite and gravel goes a long way, it looks like. Okay. Sort of works. Words are hard. As someone that talks for a living, I can tell you. You would think it would be easier, but it can sometimes not be. Oh, I shouldn't have put all that stuff back. Whoops. Welcome in, because why not? Definitely hard to do all this in the gray rain. Do 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 do. I feel like some of these could be heavily mossed as well. Gives a little bit more room for some variety. definitely time to sleep. And time for break, now that I think about it. So I'll reset the sun. And then I'll pop into the inn. Stream has been up for about an hour. If you're new to the channel, I take a break once an hour. It gives me a chance to zap the old coffee. And gives you a chance to grab a friend and let them know about the stream. And I will be right back. All right, let's get back out there. Still have a lot of space here to fill in. I'm not exactly sure how that's going to work. Don't know if I like that piece of grass. Maybe we need to push that farther down. That's a little bit better. Yeah, I think that works. We could even drop a couple of these down too. Give more of a border. Don't know if there'd be much along there. I guess we could try it. Has a little bit more variety. Got to think about it from both directions too. Hmm. It looks good one way, just doesn't look good the other. Oh, we don't have any more of those. Pale oak really works kind of going from stone to dirt, especially with the mud nearby. It's a really decent combo. It's also, this is like a warmer gray too, so it goes well with the like light orangey brown. One of the things I'm looking forward to doing in the new year, maybe even over the Boxing Day sales that we might see, is trying to upgrade the chair in the studio. It's been far too long, and I've tried a number of chairs, but I just haven't been able to find one that I like. So if anybody in chat has a brand of not necessarily a gaming chair, because those all tend to not be comfortable for me, but like a proper high quality task chair for an office environment would be great as far as recommendations go. And definitely, if you can, toss it in the Discord, because it's a lot easier to go back and reference those in the Discord than it is to try and find stuff that was recommended in live Twitch chat. Any specific channel? General probably be the best place for it. My Discord is not super busy, so it's pretty easy to go back and find stuff like that. Yeah, I know Herman Miller is highly recommended, but they're like $1,200 chairs, and I know I have to spend more than what I've attempted to spend in previous years, but I spent 600 plus Canadian dollars on a Secret Labs chair, and it was awful. Just not meant for either people my size, even though I did get the XL or whatever the big one is for people that are like 6 foot plus and 200 plus pounds. But it was not ergonomic. Like your knees were higher than your hips. It was like being in a bucket seat in a race car, which is not what I want for, for my computer experience, or experience, like not experience, but my day to day. Like I want something adjustable and comfortable and ergonomic, And the fact that Secret Labs advertises ergonomics is completely false. Because when you do any research, any very Google search level, top tier, easy to find info on ergonomics, like what they suggest for ergonomics and what Secret Labs has is like, that's not ergonomic. Keone says my best chair yet was one I snagged for $10 at a thrift store selling washing machines. Yeah, Pixel Riffs recommended snagging like office consignment, like offices that are closing that are selling their chairs for cheap because they just have to get rid of it, All right, I think that's about all we can do. Okay, maybe we'll bring a little bit more of this andesite down here. It's harder to do without the road texture, but the road texture is happening last for sure. JPrice is also looking for a new chair. I was going to go to someplace like Office Max and get one there. Yeah, I mean, there's staples, and that's the thing. Like some of the cooler or better marketed chairs are available online, but I don't have any place locally where I can go and get one. I've tried the stuff at IKEA, Sandy, and they're not great for how overpriced they are for like just what they are. Yeah, what I need to do is two things. I need to just spend the money for something that's okay for now, and then spend real money on something much better, right? Yeah, office rehoming chairs. Yeah, I don't know even where to start looking for something like that around here. All right, well, that's that part done. I guess I need to just kind of swing around the back side of this little bush that we added and kind of like smooth this out. Whoops. You gotta remember that the places you're gonna be seeing this from are the paths and not necessarily standing on top of it. Yeah, I'd say that's good. Right. So now we have to figure out what's going to happen in here, and I just don't know. Just don't know. Don't know whether to drop down some of those bushes. Maybe here would be good. Definitely gives a better edge to the path. Maybe some stone, not stone, spruce buttons would look good along there. Maybe even a spruce pressure plate? I don't know. Standing desk attachments are not super expensive, about 150, including longer cables to accommodate. Yeah, no, that's true. The problem with that is I don't have the room, and I've had a standing desk before. I had a permanent standing desk for years, and I don't find them that good for streaming. For podcasting, it was okay. Although I gave up when I was trying to do art on them. When I was doing illustration, I really found that I needed to sit for illustration, and I don't do much of that anymore. So maybe that's a good way to kind of try to get into it. I don't want it on the path because then you'll end up stepping on it, right? No, I don't think those are going to work. The button's okay. Sort of feels like a bit of mulch or something. The problem is you don't want to overuse them, right? Yeah, that works. Now, Podzel's too orange. Never works. I'm thinking more about, like, I'm pretty happy with the path. It's more about the fringe here that I'm trying to work on. Could probably do more sunken bushes up this way too. Whoops. Seeing like we sort of feathered that stump into this area, and then now with this here, like only a couple blocks, and we can basically blend this all together. No, maybe not there. So we've taken this huge area and basically gotten about, I would say, half of it sorted. And then there's just the area that we're standing on, which is, again, not big, but big enough that whatever you're going to do in here is going to feel pretty repetitive. Grass on the side with the wall really guides the eye. Oh, thanks, yeah. Yeah, that's the plan. I don't think I really gave much thought to this side. Doesn't look like I've done a whole lot. If memory serves, it was kind of like a quick pass. Might be too much. The fact that there's only just like one layer of dirt through here is really surprising. A vegetation update. I don't know that they would ever do that. That would be interesting if Mojang had like a plant or like foliage focused update. That would definitely be different. We can sort of, I guess, fill in little tiny corners like this easier now. I wasn't using much for ferns, was I? It's fine. Right, so that sort of takes care of like this little point. Still have all of that though. Pretty good though. I feel like the path to walk along this feels pretty good now. If anything, I might have overdone the detail on some of this. I really feel like the I don't know if that goes better. Acacia versus pale oak. It's darker, and this is technically a little bit warmer. Seems to work in some places, but not in others. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. So I've got both sides of this path are pretty much done. Yeah. So we're getting there. I don't know. We're probably just going to have to put some bushes or something in here. The thing is, like, I don't want to end up putting a bush like here because then it sort of like it blocks the stump. So it would have to be back farther. So those are the kind of things that I consider when I do stuff like this. It does help in the long run, I find, for these tasks here to stay organized. Certainly helped me in the long run. That's the one. Cool. Right on, folks. That is unfortunately all the time I have for today. It is a shorter stream than normal, but as I said, it's a very busy podcasting day here. We did the Spawn Chunks episode 330 this morning, and then I have the Holiday Roundtable, which is 488, I think, for the Citadel Cafe tonight, and I have to go prep for that. So I very much appreciate everyone being here. We are going to pass you along to somebody else playing Minecraft. Let me just see who is live. I think I saw Impulse was live and a couple of other folks. What do we think? We can go ScotsmanUK. We can go Impulse SV. Happy to send you either one of those places. Let me know in chat as quickly as you can. I will be back tomorrow, Thursday, 1 o'clock Atlantic. That's UTC minus 4 hours right now with the time change. You can follow me at Joel Duggan on social media and Joel Duggan on Patreon, which is a great way to support the stream. It is less than a cup of coffee a month and gets you an invite to the Discord, where we talk about all kinds of things like your favorite computer chairs. Also, some of the cool games that are coming out. The Game Awards and some world announcements were happening last week. There are a couple of games on my wish list now on Steam that I want to add into the fold. I was talking on the Render Distance, which is the extended version of the Spawn Chunks podcast this morning, that it would be cool to work on something like a Stardew Valley playthrough over the holidays, maybe even some other pixely games or some other kind of chill games. And so we'll have to see what's going on there. I will be keeping everyone up to speed on the streams for the rest of the week. It does look like Friday and Saturday I will be streaming, but I also have some Christmas running around to do as well. So I have to keep tabs on that. Everything is going to be announced on Joel Duggan on Twitter. I also put that on Instagram. And of course, I tag an everyone post in the Discord. So you get a notification in the Discord when I go live, just in case Twitch doesn't give you the notification in time. But thank you ever so much for the hype train earlier. Thank you for the bits and the subs, the new follows. Anybody that's new to the chat, welcome in. Happy to have you. And we'll see you next time. Bye for now, folks.